Welcome back to the armour build. Right, so a few little updates since the last video. What I've done is I've ripped it in half. So the thinking was how the kids are going to get in and out of it. And what we're going to do now is use Velcro on the inside of here, Velcro in here, attach it over top. So it literally will come over top of them like this. They'll be able to Velcro it round. Much easier for kids getting in and out. The other thing is I had all of these Pauldrons and things made up on my daughter's size and everything, and as I think I showed you, it sat in under here. The problem is it sat in the shoulder, not over the shoulder. So what I've done is, now that this will come back together a bit more like that, I made some new ones. These are much bigger. Now let me just make sure I'm on the right side here. That's the right, and that's the front and the back. It goes that way around. Okay, cool. So that will sit now right up over top like this. In fact, it actually sits more around the front like that, and will create quite a nice shoulder piece. I'm going to leave that for now and put that over here. Pop them out of the way. And what we're going to take a look at tonight is making the helmet. Now, I've got this helmet here. This is actually a pattern, a free pattern that you can go and get and download from a character called Evil Ted. EvilTedSmith.com. He has this free helmet. He's incredible. He's got tons of online videos and tutorials of how to do foam work and cutting work and all that sort of stuff. Evil Ted Smith. I'll put a link in the description below. If I can figure it out, maybe a link up here somewhere. But anyway, he's got this helmet. It's a Pauldron helmet. Paladin helmet. Paladin. I'm not even sure what it's from. Maybe it's from a game or something or other. Anyway, you've got this helmet. What I'm thinking is that I don't need the peak on the front, and I don't need quite as much here, but maybe I carry this up a little bit, just come out straight, and then just straight through. So more of a capital T shape. So I've taken that pattern and I've printed it out. By the way, this is what the pattern looks like when it comes out off the printer. It comes in multiple pieces and you glue it all together down to size. Now this is, for me, this is printed at 84%. All cut out, and I've got my parts. Now again, my knife skills are not great. One thing I'm discovering is you will go through blades like nothing else. This stuff, as soft as it is butchers on blades. So you go through blades really fast. The other thing is cutting curves is very difficult, and I'm finding that I get, keeping the blade straight is annoying. So what that means is when you've got a bevel like this, if you actually have two bevels and you join it together, you actually get a ridge in the join. So when this comes together, I'm going to get a slight ridge. For this, it's not going to matter. If anything, it's probably going to add just a little bit of extra of this sort of shape to it, which when I paint it all up, you can then create the effect of metal joins and things there. I'm not too concerned against a kid's prop, not a TV prop or anything else like that. Gluing. Now, gluing is, well, it's a tricky business. I'm using a squeegee bottle full of this contact glue, and what you need to try and do is glue the sides. Now, the really, really hard part is getting right down here into those bends and things in the middle there. And this is where a small piece of foam cut out like that really helps. So I try and bend it out a little bit like this, try and get a bit of shape in there. I'm using the squeegee bottle, and I'm literally just letting the glue flow down. I don't want to squeeze it because I don't want too much on there. Putting a line along there, like so. Taking the little bit of foam and coming back along it, making sure that it's spread out right across all the edges, particularly down into the join. Now it is tricky to get right into there. You sort of just push it in and around, and you're going to end up with more glue than you need. And then you come back on and sort of clean up the edges. You don't want any pools of glue, because if you do get pools, it just won't glue. It just won't glue properly. So come back in, make sure it's all nice and clean, right? And you'll end up with a dry sort of, well, it's going to be hard to see on this little camera. You're going to get glue everywhere. A lot of people will use disposable gloves. I don't, because I just don't have any, and I'm a lazy so-and-so. So when it comes to sticking together, you want the glue to be nice and dry, touch dry, and then it's just a matter of finding the parts, finding your guides that you've drawn on here, and lining them up and just pushing it all together. Using your thumb to make sure the edges are as tight as possible, because the least amount of cleanup you want to do afterwards, the better. And then making sure the edges come together nice and clean. We end up with a nice little join, just like that, nice and smooth. And after a few minutes of that just sitting there, I'll be able to bend that round and shape that to the side of the head. It's all glued together and it's come together reasonably okay. Yeah, reasonably okay. I'm not going to say well, I'm not going to say great. I will seal this with Mod Podge. I should be able to clean up these seams, or at least I'm hopeful I'll clean up these seams. I did tear the front of it here, so I do actually have a hole right there. That's kind of annoying. I've got a face piece that's going to come over the top of this. I need to start figuring that out. And I need to heat these. I didn't heat any of this tonight. I probably should have. I should have heat formed the whole thing. But none of it's been heated at all. And so these aren't bending at the moment. This one was heated and obviously has a little bit less tension on it because it's a bigger one. These come around a bit better. So we'll get this heated up and bend those ones round, and then I'll work out a face piece that's going to come over top. That might just Velcro on, I think. I don't think I'm going to get fancy with any hinges or anything. It'll just Velcro on and stick there. Anyway, that's the helmet part of the first part of the helmet for the kids' knight's armour. Yeah, if you like that, subscribe, check out more of these videos. I'm doing a bunch of other videos on the way through this. This whole video shooting thing is a bit of an experiment for me. So yeah, if you like it, subscribe, hang around, check out the rest of the videos. Thanks for watching. Cheers!